on my way home from that raid, the one it turned out to be a heavenly, I want to say conqueror, that, um, that I raided, and I found a blimp over there, so I raided that, but now I've got another one of these temples. And this one, it seems, let me just pull back a bit so I can show you what there is of it. Yeah, here, you can sort of see one of the towers. The thing's half buried in the hillside, though. But this one seems to be forest. It's a different theme. I think the last one was jungle, this one's forest. So remember the jungle one had some traps. This one, oh, it has another one of these guys. They're everywhere nowadays. These forsaken knights. Yeah, this is going to take a while. Oh yeah, I did come back with some wither skeleton skulls. 3 of them, come to think of it. There's this one thing I'm thinking of doing, but the problem is I need 27 of them. Because I need 9 wither stars. 9 nether stars, I mean. I suppose we can examine that problem later when I'm not raiding a dungeon. Let's see, what does this thing have in it? In terms of, well, traps. Certainly had my fill of those things, didn't I? That's the problem with it being half buried in the hill. You can't really... You can't go outside because there really isn't an outside to go to. Now, let me check the other side though. There may be something up top. I'm trying to get to up top. I have to dig my way around till I run across the actual temple. Ah, whatever, I'll use that thing. Oh, here we go. Yeah. This is the official entryway. Or at least as official as we're going to get. Doesn't look like there's much of anything up here. It's all just wood, grass, flowers. Yeah, another look. Well, there's a spider, but just a conventional mob. Nothing too spectacular. Ah, Spore Blossom. I think that's a relatively recent addition. I don't know what they do exactly, but oh well. It's the same as the desert temple, where there's nothing. The real treasure is actually below. Since we can go below now, that's another thing. This thing's half buried in a cave, too, so a lot of the digging has been done for us here. All I have to do is go down into the cave a little. Big open area. There's a cobblestone. I may have a... am I going to get sniped by that skeleton? I might as well just shoot him now in case he has explosive rounds. Scared him off. Close enough is good enough. At least in this case. Couple of zombies. What is that? Oh, I think I'm in like kind of a weird mountain formation here. Speaking of which, it looks like we can go even further down. And I guess we can start digging here. If I can find like the central shaft of this place from... Maybe it's here? It's gotta be here. It isn't. I suppose I could save myself a little bit of bother by does this temple just not go down that deeply? Well, it isn't exactly built like all the rest of the desert temples. That's for certain. They're usually a lot more rectangular than this, so I'm going to... Oh, there's this wooden... that thing. Those planks. There, I think, is where the center of the temple is, and the center of the temple is where the treasure is. So if I were to keep digging until I run across the shaft, of course that's assuming there is a shaft. There just might not be one. But then what will be the point of the temple then? They always have things under them, don't they? Maybe I ought to do what I should have done in the first place, which is go inside and check the let me see, start from the top of where the shaft is. Aha, I thought there was one here. Huh. There's a creeper running around. It doesn't look like there's a daylight sensor here, though, so I don't think this place is as booby-trapped as that other one. So I'm going to dig my way down this way. Well, there can't be an actual trap. If there was, that creeper would have set it off. But then what is down here? There's a couple of them. Well, I can take him out from overhead. There's another one. Maybe this is just a place with a lot of creepers in it, or maybe it's like that on purpose. Or maybe I was looking for the wrong thing. I thought there'd just be like one room, but like a small room, like there was at the bottom of the last temple, but this room isn't small, it's a big room. And And I'm going to want to come in at... Now that I know where the boundary of it is, or at least where the boundary of it should be. Oh look, more creepers. I wonder if they're spawning it. There's a spawner in there. Actually, there might not be. It looks like they're in like the creepers spawned in a fixed position. Sort of like the skeletons on that one pirate ship. And if I were to hang around this area, then... Oh, there's treasure here. That's good. Although, with these loot chests, you can't tell if it's trapped or not. Ooh, no. I don't want to use my explosive rounds. There we are. Because I have no idea just how many booby traps there are in this area. There. And there. Okay. Ah, it doesn't look like there's trapped. It doesn't look like they're trapped. So, okay, let me just put all this stuff I don't need away. I suppose technically I don't need gray terracotta either, but the problem is this treasure is kind of I don't want to say subpar, but I mean, if I was using Enigmatic craft... Ah, wait, here we go. Yeah, this is okay stuff. But if you're playing when Dungeons Arise, you get some pretty high-end loot there. 6 attack damage. I need string. Oh, and this, yeah, if I had a jukebox, I'd take it, but, I mean, I suppose I could play music, but, no idea whether I'd actually be able to include it in the video or not. And besides, most people who play this game, they don't include the music. It's too, because it's too intermittent. It's not continuous. It just comes in and then comes out like one song at a time. Then you have like a ton of silence, and after that, well, I mean, if it were possible, if the music in Minecraft really was good, I'd include it, or at least I'd try. Same goes for, I mean, Terraria's music is pretty cool. No Man's Sky's music, also, it was atmospheric, but it was also, it was not only atmospheric, but very consistent. It was always there. Or at least it showed up whenever something significant happened, or it changed whenever something significant happened. Ah, well, I'm rambling on a bit. We're not quite going home just yet. There's another place which I found partly by accident and partly on purpose. I was trying to scout the area out for more dungeons, and when I was looking, I found a kind of a village. So we're going there, but that's like some 2,000, somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 blocks away. So I'll get back with you when I'm actually there. And here we are. It's a village, but it's from When Dungeons Arise. Now I'm going to have a look at what these villagers... Yeah, they all seem to sleep in, like, communal tents. And there's this place. I don't want to take anything from them. I just want to, well, actually, if there's a map, I'll take one of them. Funny how these things work out, you know, because on the way here, I found a blimp. And the blimp had a map in it. And there was this other blimp, which also had a map in it. And given how long the loot is taking to generate in this chest, perhaps this chest has a map in it too. So many maps. You know, it used to be that that I was like out of dungeons to raid, and you know, I spaced these things out. I'd have a set of building episodes, and then a set of raiding episodes. How does this place not have a door? A set of building episodes, and then a set of raiding episodes. And each of those raiding episodes, ideally... Well, this is nuts. What if there's a fire? Anyway, ideally, each raiding episode would show a new dungeon. Somewhere where I hadn't been before. Okay, there. Now they can get out. But anyway, after a while, I ran out of dungeons. So what I did was do a little bit of scouting. I defined an area around my base, some 3,000 blocks, and traced its perimeter. This one doesn't have a door either. Is that always going to be a thing? I don't know. Anyway, I traced its perimeter, and after I'd done that, yeah, I'm not stealing anything from these guys. I'm just, I'm only interested in maps right now, and freeing them from their own freeing these villagers from their own construction. Anyway, so I drew a line around the perimeter, and that is how I found this place. Where haven't I been? Anyway, and then when I'm returning back home, I find the mysterious building with that one map that led to the monastery, and through the monastery, I find this one map that led to the other Thornborn Towers, and I think you know the rest of this. Got any maps? No. Got any maps? No. But anyway, I have found maps in blimps before. I'm just not sure how likely it is, because I think you're guaranteed a map in in those mysterious buildings. I don't know what they're called, that's why they're mysterious. But the blimps is not as likely. So to get 2 of them in 2 blimps, and then another one in this map, in this village. I mean, now I got 3 maps. So I suppose I'm pretty well stocked. The only disadvantage is that I looked at one of the maps, and it is even further northwest than the Thornborn Towers. Okay, so this place, I also found it while scouting around. And it is a different kind of dungeon. It is not from When Dungeons Arise. I don't remember offhand what mod it is from. I think it's one of Young's mods. You know, like Young's Better Mineshaft, Young's Better Caves, Young's... well, this is the same. It's Young's Better Dungeons. So let's have a look at this better dungeon. See how much better it is. Oh, listen to all that. So many zombies. Okay, well, I suppose I'm expected to just drop in on them. But on the one hand, I'm kind of ideologically opposed to the idea of dropping in, simply dropping in a dungeon and hoping for the best. And on the other side of that, it's simple like to drop in on people. No matter what sitcoms will tell you, people do not like the pop-in, as far as I know. I imagine it's similar with calls, with phone calls. You've heard of pop-up calls, right? Well, I mean, I suppose if it's from your significant other, or or your family, I guess it depends on what your situation actually is, but for the most part, it's good to hear from them. You like that kind of pop-up call. However, if it's from anybody else, somebody you're not sufficiently you're not exactly familiar with, or a call you weren't expecting, you're like, oh gee, how could you possibly call me now? Why would you? Don't you know I'm in the middle of something? Or maybe I could be in the middle of something. Oh lordy. Actually, you know what? Strike that whole thing. This is the perfect chance to... On second thought, I take that back. Okay, I was going to at least make a run at that rift, but then I noticed that there were blitzes involved. They hit you with lightning and kill you. I don't know what there is for defense against it. Wait a minute. Are the blitzes all dead now? Oh well. Can't go about taking chances, can I? Ah, but there's some loot here. Yeah, it's pretty basic stuff, actually. There are some things here I can use, though. Okay, this I think is... I have rated one of these before. This is the central room. Or at least it's the one you get into, like, right out of the box. And there's some stairways going down. Some of them, like this one, don't go down all the way. Others do go down all the way. I'm going to take one of those that goes all the way. But not like that. Yeah, these are just ordinary zombies. shots from the mecha tool. All it takes. But at the same time, if you have a lot of them, they can overwhelm you. Look at all these zombie heads. Get rid of that. Yeah, all these zombie heads, they remind me of another mod I remember. It was called Ender.io. And it used heads, disembodied heads of mobs. Like zombie heads. And you can make this, you can make components out of zombie heads. Or skeleton heads. Or possibly creepy heads? Maybe, I don't remember. Oh my goodness, there's a super mob there.